King Von literally set the standard for the new gangster rapper. And I mean, it's sad to say, but there's a lot of people already trying to be him and dying shortly after. Lil Jeff being a perfect example.
Yeah, the Lil Jeff one's interesting because it's like you could tell, you know, there's the whole part where it's like, oh, he kind of jumped off the porch late. He was making up for lost time. He was kind of overdoing it in the streets. But it's like, that just goes to show you, you know, Chicago is such a treacherous place that you can rack up damn near allegedly 11 bodies in Jeff's case in a short space of time in places where, you know, a lot of the murders aren't getting caught on camera. They're not getting solved. You know, people say Chicago, they don't really care what's going on. If you kill them in the hood, they don't give a shit. Yeah. So it's an interesting one to look at that and how quickly that came about, but then how quickly he ended up losing his life, right? It was probably only a few months that he was getting the 10 teardrop tattoos that we're then seeing him die on camera. And again, it's another one on camera, which is just the craziest thing. I was saying to you the other night, like, feels like in this era now with the drill rappers, you're lucky if you're not dying on camera.
Yeah. I mean, and then the connection between him and the things he was doing, the video of the teenagers in front of the school, watching them die on camera.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't think of it this way. You know, like when soldiers go into combat, they might have a 6-month deployment. And 6 months in that war zone, they might kill a shitload of people. So when you live in a war zone, it's not like, you know, we got to drive over here and take a helicopter. No, you wake up and you're in there.
Yeah.
So for somebody like Lil Jeff, it's not hard to jump off the porch and just dive right into this shit, but it also shows you how fast you can get taken right out. Now, what was the inspiration and what was really the driving force that got you to get the King Von tattoo?
It's funny, man. So I had one tattoo that I got years ago and it was trash. I never liked it. I got it when I was 20. It was garbage. And I always wanted to get it fixed and something put over it or something better done with it. But I never had any ideas. And I was going back and forth with a tattoo artist to just like, yo, look, it's fine. It's time for me. I got that tat when I was 20. I hated it for 10 years. I turned 30. I was like, we're fixing this. I'm not doing 10 years with this tattoo I hate. And I went back and forth. I was like, what should I get? And then someone was like, I can't remember who it was. It might have been my homie Honcho. It might have been someone else. But they were like, what about a Von tat? And I was like, yeah, like, because not only am I a huge fan of Von, I listen to Von's music all the time. You throw Back Again on, I'm going crazy. Like, that music charges me up for better or for worse. I know it's murder music and it's negative, but bro, if I'm at the gym, I'm trying to hear King Von and I'm trying to get my aggression out. Like, that shit takes over you, takes control of you. And I love Von's music. No one did it like him. You know, in that short time, that catalog of like 3-4 albums that he was able to put together, it's unmatched. And then the fact that King Von has been a big part of my story, like, you know, I'll keep it real. Von changed my life, really. Covering him, the culture around him, even just the fact that how much that I enjoyed his music is a big part of my life. Like, you know what it's like when certain songs that you listen to in certain parts of your life when a lot of shit's going on, like when that song comes on now, it takes you back. Like, bear in mind, when I did the Von video, you know, I'm listening to all of his projects back to back on repeat, really immersing myself into it. So that music really affects me on a deep level. So I was like, man, it's going to be a Von tattoo. And I was just excited to get it because I was like, I don't think anything represents me. Because my old tattoo didn't really represent who I was. And I felt like, bro, that actually is who I'm about. I'm the guy that did the research into King Von. And I got that tattoo done, man. It took like 4 hours. I listened to all of Von's music while I was getting it done. I got through literally, you know what's crazy is like, I started at Grandson Volume 1, listened through all of King Von's projects and like features and songs. And I finished the tattoo and I kept listening in the car, and I swear, like the last Von song of the last album finished, like as I was pulling into the driveway or some shit. It was crazy, but like, I was really sitting there listening to Von, getting the Von tattoo. People are gonna think I'm crazy obsessed. It is what it is though, man. Like, that guy, what he represents is just a huge part of my story, bro. And I'm never gonna escape that. And I think the tattoo's sick, to be honest.
I do too. Now, how many skulls are on that tattoo?
Hey, you know there's 7 skulls on that tattoo, man.
Do you think that might have been better left out? Do you think that it's a tribute to him? Do you think that it's disrespectful in any way?
A lot of people have commented that like, oh, the skulls, this is too much. Like, oh, it's disrespectful. But for me, it's like not that King Von's not a good rapper. We love King Von's music. He was very talented. He's not King Von without the murders. He's not the most poppin' drill rapper. Yo, he's the realest. The whole thing, when Von was alive, you'd throw the songs on, you'd be like, yo, this is Von. He's the you see him on that Breakfast Club interview with Dirk. he's talking about, I got body in 2 attempts. It was always about the murders.
Right.
Him and the murders are hand in hand. It's inextricably linked. So I felt like the tattoo needed to have the skulls. It's subtle. I've not got the faces of the people that got murdered, but like I felt like that's part of the story.
It's like Scream without the knife.
Right? Like you can't talk about Von without talking about the murders. There is not that Von's music doesn't do what it does without the murders. I mean, I talk about it in the video. I think one of Von's first songs that he released, I don't know if it was Problems or something else, but like that ended up doing like 100K in a day or two. And even Von's on Twitter like, yo, something's got, how am I getting 100K? But it's like, bro, that's how, because everyone in that neighborhood knows what you did and you're out here rapping now. That shit was already a cheat code. Right. So him and the murders are inexplicably linked. From the very start, it was always like, oh, this is the new guy Von. Oh yeah, whatever. Yeah, but you know what he did. And then suddenly the interest level is tuned up to a whole other degree. So I'll be honest, that's why I got the skulls. Not that I wouldn't get it without the skulls, but the skulls is part of the story, and I'm the guy that broke down the skulls. And Definitely. That is what it is, unfortunately. And it's like Von himself would always troll. There's one thing of like, there was a famous post where he had the Grandson for President music video and he was promoting it, and he put up an IG story of like the music video with just 7 skull emojis, like some comment of like, yeah, now you know, or like everyone keeps asking. And it's like he was always putting skulls out there to like be like, oh, that's seven skulls, like 3 + 4. So that's part of the story and it's part of the tattoo, and like I stand on that. It's not a disrespect like at all. That's the story.
That's what it is.
Yeah.